You are live. Oh, I'm live. Oh, sorry. Um, Good morning and welcome to HealthyLife.tv. My name's Paul Bursey and I'm
Good
speaking.
morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Warren Conley here. How are you doing today?
Yes, so we are going out on Facebook Live. It also goes on YouTube Live and where else? Oh, podcasts and things like that. And Rumble. That's another one. So
It's Rumble.
So our topic today is how can good nutrition enhance your life? So there's a good start. What do you reckon, Warren?
Should we finish with that as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Actually, this is the type of subject you could do an opening and that would answer everything. But
yeah,
it could last a couple of minutes or it could last half an hour. Who knows? But
depends on who's interested, right? Who's listening?
Yeah.
Who's
Well,
listening?
evidence suggests regularly eating healthy. We call it a well-balanced diet or meal. Definitely contributes to sustained weight maintenance. Also, better mood, which is important. Increased energy levels. It can be a positive inspiration to other people and a potential for heightened quality of life. So, with that, what would you do? Say that you were in a funk and you were not healthy. Where would you start?
Well, making a decision, first of all.
What, to become healthy?
Yeah, to become healthy. Because once you make the decision to do that, then everything else kind of like starts to fall into place, right? Mm-hmm. And you can manipulate that according to your own desires or needs, and then that will take you on the course. But the decision is the first place for anybody.
I think that. I think you're right. Decision is the first place. I have a good news for everyone, and it's something I talk about quite a lot because I do it, and that is I cheat some of the time. Okay, so don't worry if you have a bad day. Right? Now, up to now, maybe you've been having a lot of bad days.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is switch over the majority of days. If you can do it 7 days, that's fantastic. But let's switch over the vast majority of your days to good days, nutritious days, something with a well-balanced diet, something that might include physical activity. Now, I know a lot of you hold back and don't do it. You don't get out there, don't have a walk, don't have a swim or whatever it is. Maybe some of you smoke too much. I don't know. It's your choice at the end of the day what you do. But what we're looking to do is build a solid foundation for good health. Now, is that of interest to you? So, let's talk about healthy eating for a moment, Warren.
So what I've noticed over the years is that people are more blasé about the idea of eating healthy as opposed to training, for example, and exercising, okay, and doing some form of physical activity. Mm-hmm. Most people in their minds, they have the idea that if they are exercising on a regular basis or doing some kind of physical activity regularly, that's going to be sufficient enough, and they're less concerned about the healthy eating habits, like eating healthy 80 to 90% of the time, and then the other 10 to 20%, letting yourself go loose a little bit. They're less focused on that, more focused on the exercising. However, what I have noticed as well is that when people when they are introduced to both, they tend to stick a lot easier with the eating as opposed to the exercising on their own accord. So I find that more people become more adaptable to eating healthier as opposed to exercising frequently and more regularly and more consistently. All right, and this is from my own experience, and this is working with groups of people and individuals. So it's healthy eating is part and parcel for the full equation. We've spoken about this in previous podcasts. It's not just one or two or even three things for that matter. There's a whole sequence or not a sequence, but there's a whole package that comes together if you want to be healthy. And then we, further on in the conversation will lead to why that's beneficial for you. But eating healthy, it's just a matter of a decision, because you've got to make the decision that you're going to eat healthy and then start exploring. If you don't have a professional working with you, what am I going to eat healthy? And then then I would stress, don't just go look online for stuff, but actually maybe have a conversation with somebody, at the very least, have a conversation with somebody about it, somebody that is a professional.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But taking it down to its core level, what is healthy eating? What are you talking about consuming?
Your macronutrients. You want to be having a good balance, and it doesn't have to be specifically 10% here, 20%. Nah, just have a nice balance of good greens and your healthy carbohydrates, and then on top of that you have a good portion of fats on a regular basis, on a daily basis. You want to have some good healthy fats and protein to add to that. Now, you're often going to get protein from your other sources of food, as opposed to it's only from meat. So protein doesn't just come from meat. Okay, There's many foods that have protein in them, but meat does give you a more balanced, rounded protein source. And I'm not talking about necessarily beef, but I'm talking about fish, white meat, red meat, the full hog, eggs. That's going to give you a more balanced absorption of proteins into your system, as opposed to only just having, say, for example, vegetables and nuts and things like that to get your sources of protein. It's very limited. But yeah.
I think if you've got money, then it's very easy to eat the right things. So if you go to the person who lives on the streets, he's just thinking about a meal, and actually probably quite rightly so, thinking about just eating to stay alive, or keeping some energy there. If you're talking to someone who's maybe on the dole, on benefits and things like that, again, they're very close to just literally getting meals if they can, So there's going to be different levels of everything. So it's like whatever level you are, try and up to the next level if you can, and also try and eat a varied diet if you can. It's not. I mean, yes. Can I show someone how to earn money? Yeah, of course I can. But that's not what we're talking about at the moment. What we're talking about is improving your diet.
Just 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah. So healthy eating includes consuming, as Warren mentioned, high quality proteins, vitamins, minerals. Water's a big one. You'll find out what you can drink a day, but I'm trying to move to between 2 and 4 liters a day, and it's not as easy as it sounds.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. But if someone said to me, if you don't drink 2 to 4 liters a day, you're going to die, then I'd have the
you find a way to do it, right?
You find a way, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, but you've got to do it. You've got to do it free and easy. So, in other words, it's not a big chore. It's got to fit in with your life. So you increase it a little bit every day,
And I find this is the easiest way to fit it into your life, is if you can't, not this bottle.
You mean one of them?
Yeah, but if you have a water bottle with you, and you take it with you no matter where you're going. So when I'm in the car, if I'm going anywhere, I have my water bottle with me. So if I ever feel like just have a sip of water, rather than wait to the point where I'm thirsty, because when I'm thirsty, I'm already dehydrated. You know this, but so I have water with me everywhere, because that way I'm sipping on water. It's not a chore. It just becomes habit. I'm sipping on water frequently. I'm not like, it's not habitual, but I guess you could say it's habitual, but I'm sipping on water on a regular basis, and that way I'm not having to drink thinking I've got to drink a glass of water now. I'm just sipping on water all the time. So my body is absorbing that water on a frequent basis, and then that way, again, I'm not flushing my system out. I'm not having to go to the toilet 24/7. So I find it works better for me and for many people, for that matter.
Yeah,
just doing it like that.
Yeah. As I say, for all those people that go out and run a mile and take their water bottle with them, don't bother. Okay, but most of the other time, yeah, you've got to have water with you. Now, I mean, to be fair, I've taken this out with me full and left it in the car, left it around someone's house, left it in the bag all day. So taking a bottle with you doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to drink it. Okay, so as you say, it's got to become a habit, and whatever it is you put in here, hopefully it's not alcohol, because that's quite a lot of alcohol, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. That would be full over alcohol amount.
Yeah.
So, as I also heard from Bob Proctor say, but he heard it from somebody else. I can't remember who it was. If it was Emerson or something like that. But nothing in your life can stop you. No circumstance or position can prevent you from changing who you see yourself as being. All right. If you want to be healthy, and if being healthy becomes important to you, then nothing can change that, stop that from happening, except for yourself.
Yeah.
Only you can stop it from happening, and it's the same for creating habits in your life. If you know that having a certain habit is healthy for you, and it's going to help you to live a more energetic, fruitful life, then that's up to you. But only you're the only one that can make that change. Nobody else.
That's right. Do you know what my favorite word to go with a well-balanced diet is? Oops.
Oops.
When you let yourself down a little bit and have I wouldn't say a bad day, but you've not exactly following what you should be following, but it makes me laugh. I don't get down about it. I just say, okay, I'll do better tomorrow, or later today type of thing. So,
what are you going to do about it other than get down? If you're going to get down about it what is it going to do? What is it going to help?
Absolutely. No. Yeah, but some people do get down.
Yeah, sure.
And this is where perfectionism is very, very rare when we talk about healthy eating and a well-balanced diet. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing the best you can in the time you've got, those 7 days a week or whatever it is. Look, if you end up doing 6 days a week, I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
If you're 5 days, very good. I mean, so we are going to have those little periods of time where we don't do things exactly right. Maybe we've had a little bit of processed food. All right. Well, we should be minimizing that anyway. Maybe we've had some trans or saturated fats, which we shouldn't have. But you'll pick up on it because you won't like this stuff anymore because it smells and it doesn't taste good anyway. But if you're having a salad and you've got extra virgin olive oil on it, you'll get used to that.
Oh, you will do, yeah. This is also to do with your taste buds, remember? So as I mentioned, we've spoken about this before, is that your taste buds will change. And your taste buds change as we get older. As we age, our taste buds change. Our affinity to certain tastes changes. All right?
Oh, absolutely.
And this is why very often older people prefer things like lemons and sour stuff than kids do. All right? Mm-hmm. Because kids, their taste buds are attracted to more fruitier, sweeter things in general. Okay, so this is also why it's very important that you control what kids eat in terms of sugars and things like that. Otherwise,
Warren, just 1 minute. Your last 2 sentences they cut out. Can you just sort of repeat them?
Sorry. So as I say, with sugars, with regards to sugars and sugary foods, it's very important that you manage and you control that with your kids from a young age, because otherwise their taste buds become too accustomed to that. And if you start to change your eating habits, your taste buds will adapt to it. So as Paul says, you will start to like those foods, olive oil with your salad and things like that. In the beginning, you may not, because your taste buds are so accustomed to having whatever processed foods you typically eat on a daily basis. But then over time, and it doesn't take very long, it's just a matter of your body being cleansed. And once your body's been cleansed, the inflammation in the body starts to reduce. And once the inflammation in the body starts to reduce, you start ridding yourself of those toxins, and then the taste buds are allowed to actually adapt and change. and they become more familiar with those foods, and then the signals that are going to your brain are like, ooh, I like this more frequently, thank you, give it to me now, as opposed to like, where's that mac and cheese?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, at the end of the day, your body has certain functions it must undertake during that 24-hour period, and you can assist it by having a healthy diet. And by having a healthy diet, you'll most probably have an optimal body weight as well, which again is very, very important when we talk about disease and knocks and but aches and pains and things like that.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I wanted to do healthy eating for was for disease prevention, and that was the biggest thing for me. Although being in sports, I mean, I used to have sports and eating. I knew how to eat to do the sport, but I didn't think about healthy eating at all. Yeah. If I had my time again, which you don't get, but I would definitely pay more attention and eat more healthier, because your performance in anything you do, you might work in an office, you might be an executive, you might be an MP, you could be a nurse. If you eat better, your performance will go up.
Certainly will do.
And you have high energy levels all day. That's the other thing I learned. That's another big thing that I wanted to do. I wanted a high energy levels all day, so that although you've got to have your sleep, obviously, that I would like to get to 12 midnight, and I'm ready to go for another 4 hours. Ready to go, but I know that I've got to go and have sleep, and I do. But all I'm saying is, those high energy levels are important for you, because it could be literally just going for a job interview. Okay. Now, if you're enthusiasm, not too much enthusiasm, but enough to make you heard and seen by someone, so you've got enthusiasm about doing the job that you're going for. They'll hear it, they'll see it in you, and if you've got high energy levels, sometimes you have to control it, of course, but high energy levels, they're going to get there. You reckon they're going to take you over someone who's very boring,
very slow,
very boring? Unless you're no disrespect, but if you want to be an accountant or a bean counter, and that's no disrespect. I know loads of accountants, even my son-in-law and things like that. But what I'm saying is, what I'm talking about when we're talking about boring people. Do you want to be around boring people? Absolutely not, right? And so if you go to that job interview, you've got to be top of your game. Your expectations have got to be. Your expectations won't be right unless you're eating right.
And this is another thing, people don't realize this enough, in that energy is everything.
Yeah.
Your energy is permeating all the time, and people see it immediately. They don't necessarily recognize it, but they see it. They see it subconsciously, and they feed off that energy, or otherwise they repel that, they block that energy away. And very often that's just a natural engagement, right? People will either be attracted to your energy, or they will be repelled by your energy. Although there's no such thing as repelling. There's only that, either you're attracted, or people don't want to go near you because of your energy levels. And because everything is energy. All our cells are energy. They all vibrate on a certain frequency. And that depends on what foods you're eating and what your mindset is like. How do you think about your body and yourself, and what foods are you eating? And if your foods are typically clean, your energy levels are going to be much higher, because your cells are going to be vibrating at a higher level, higher frequency. And then that way you're going to attract, it's more likely you're going to start attracting the opportunities into your life that you're looking for, whether that be in a relationship, whether it be business, whether it be financial, whether that be social, whatever it is. You're going to start attracting more of that into your life, because your energy changes. And this is the same for exercise. Exercise is the same thing. The more frequently we exercise, the more frequently we're doing some kind of physical activity, the energy in our body it starts to vibrate at a higher level, more consistently. All right. I know when I train, when I've trained and my workouts are short and impactful, okay, I don't train for hours on end, that kind of blah blah stuff. If it's more than 45 minutes, I'm done. All right. And when I've trained, my energy levels are like, I'm buzzing by the time I finish my workout. I'm still buzzing. I could do another 45-minute workout. And then after that, for a few hours, I'm buzzing. But thereafter, I'm going, because now my body wants to recover quickly, okay? So in order for it to recover quickly, it has to go to sleep fast, and it has to slow down quickly. And then, because that's how my body operates. But it's the energy that I'm exuding that does that. And people see that. It's reflected everywhere.
You're fortunate when you're younger, because I remember when I was sort of 16, 17, 18, when I was training twice a day for athletics.
Can you remember that far back?
Yeah, just about. And I used to eat anything. I'd always have a breakfast in the morning. But let's say I had cheese omelette and chips and beans for dinner, And I mean, okay, it's not that bad, but there are some, you don't want to be eating that all every day. But and it was about food. It just was about food. Well, I didn't know anything about healthy eating.
It was just about filling yourself
an apple a day. That was about the only thing I knew. But and maybe I had that, maybe I didn't. But again, as you get older, you learn. You become a little bit wiser, hopefully, and you pick up things.
You say that in jest. No, you say that in jest, but it's important. People become wiser as we get older. It's so important.
You should. Yeah. I mean, there are those people that know what they should eat and don't eat it. Okay, but that's a choice. It's a habit, and they have to live with whatever happens later.
Yeah, sure.
I do not want my later years, because I'm in them now, to be painful. I don't want to be ill. I want high energy levels. I still, still my old age, I'm still running around a football pitch.
Yeah.
A lot of occasion I'm overtaking 21-year-olds. So, you can look after yourself. It is worth it. That's all I can say. Then that's a personal point of view, people can pick up on it or they don't. That's their choice, So
yeah, you can take it or leave it, and at the end of the day, again, it goes back to you're the one that has the power to make that decision and make that change for yourself. And the only difference between somebody who's successful and is not successful in any space or sphere of life, whether it be health or whatever, the only difference between somebody who is and who isn't is either the action that they've taken or the action they haven't taken.
Yeah.
That's it, because we all have equal opportunities. We all have the same opportunities and ability to make changes in our lives. But again, as you said, some people can afford to eat healthy, some people can't.
Yeah.
But you can still make small incremental changes, even if you can't afford to eat healthy. You can still make small changes to your eating. It doesn't have to be clean out the cupboards and the pantry today and put in a whole new shopping basket. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be one step at a time. And if you incrementally change 1% at a time, as Jim Rohn used to say all the time, right? Improve 1% every day. By the end of the year, you've improved by 365%.
Yeah, but I think, I get it. I get it. But you just got to keep chipping away.
Sure.
Chipping away, learn as well. I mean, being aware of your body, being aware of what's happening, the aches and pains and different. Your body tells you when there's something wrong.
Oh yeah, well that's
Don't
why
ignore
you.
Yeah. Never ignore it. It could be nothing, but it could be something. It could be something serious. So there's four things I want to mention about healthy eating before we sort of finish up, and I'm going to get Warren to comment on these. And the first one is obviously what we look to do is improve our self-esteem, and there's no better way to do that than eating the right things, because it makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 100%. It doesn't. It's not the only thing that improves your self-esteem, obviously. But would you agree that it does that at all?
Oh, 100%. It's not the be all and end all. It's not the only way to improve your self-esteem. Improving your self-esteem is a key factor here, and that's another way to word that is the image that you hold of yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think, if I self-esteem, like, what is that going to do for me? Self-esteem determines what words you're using in your language. Like you used the word a couple of times now, old.
Yeah.
All right. You're by no means old.
I laugh about that. That's just
you're by no means old. Okay. By
no.
any stretch of the mind. All right.
Not physically or mentally.
Sure, but for people that are using those words like that, old or fat or unhealthy, and to describe themselves regularly, that's the person they are.
Yeah.
So if you want to become healthier, you need to change your self-esteem. You have to.
Yeah.
It's key. It's a key factor.
Absolutely.
It's part of your internal change that needs to go on. Like we often say is like, what's the point in having a healthy, fit-looking body if the inside looks like shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple as that. And the inside also, it's not just the physical aspect, it's the mental aspect too. And your self-esteem or the image that you hold of yourself, that has to be cleaned, that has to be polished, that has to be taken care of and nurtured so that the language that you're using with yourself and to other people needs to be healthy. It needs to be positive. It needs to be outward looking. So if you catch yourself using the word old, fat, unhealthy, or this, sick, stop it. Replace it with something else. Change it with something else. And in the moment,
I'll change mine for senior then.
Senior is perfect because senior doesn't denote necessarily anything other than you've been around.
I blame the government for that, mate, because they say I'll get an old age pension. So my senior pension then. Sorry.
And look, and on that note, if there's anybody that's listening and watching this now, if you need some assistance in that regard, Paul and I, we have access to a great tool for that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So obviously, the improved self-esteem is another part of your mental state. So your mental state's got to be nearly impregnable. Okay, yes. We're all going to have down days, but that's one of the things that healthy eating can do. It can improve your mental state, and that's very, very important. The other thing is depression. Okay, there are lower incidences of depression when you have a healthy diet and you can maintain a healthy weight. And it just gives you better quality of life. So that's another reason why. And the last one is mood. Again, it goes with self-esteem, isn't it? If you've got a poor self-esteem, your mood's not going to be good, right? And people are not going to be want to spend time around you. And I think that's important as well, because we all need to make a positive impact on our own lives.
Look. There's a powerful thing that's going on right now with around the idea of mood. And a lot of our people's moods are impacted by the news. Okay, so whether you're watching the news about what's going on in Ukraine right now, or the COVID virus, or whatever, corruption, economic situation, what that's going to do eventually is it's going to numb your emotions. Your emotions will become numbed eventually, and you will become less empathetic towards life in general, yourself, other people. So your mood will most certainly be on a lower level, lower vibration. And then it's just so much harder to maintain any kind of healthy lifestyle habits, because you're fighting against, you're pulling back and forth. Your inner soul, your inner being knows that you need to be healthy. So the reason why you're feeling any angst or your mood feels low is because you're fighting that. You're going against who you essentially are. All right. But the things like media and the news, that doesn't help this. Doesn't help at all. So you got to protect yourself against that. You got to be guarding yourself mentally against those kinds of influences, those kinds of stimuli. Get yourself looking and watching and reading things that are more positive in mind, more enlightening, or more forward thinking in terms of your. If you want to change your health, start watching stuff about health. Don't go back and watch the news, because that's not going to help you to get healthier. Just read about stuff about health and things like this, and that will help you to keep your mood fresh as well, if anything else.
Yeah, if you want to learn to fire a rocket, then watch the news. But if you want to learn to be healthy, stick with us.
Stick with us. Yeah, watch our podcast, and then listen and come talk to us as well.
Yeah. I mean, one of the other things that I didn't want to have was energy dips. I remember having energy dips during the day, and they talk about biorhythms. I think that's many years ago, and I used to have a dip about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, I don't have them anymore. In fact, I don't have energy dips. Because I took care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's it's like anything. I steer clear of fried food. However, as a caveat to that, I do occasionally go out for a cooked breakfast in a cafe.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's not a big part of my life. If I didn't have it, it's not important. But I do enjoy occasionally just going out, maybe once a month even. See, the problem is with fried food is you get a quick energy hit, a quick burst, and then it goes, right? Because it's not long lasting. You feel depleted at some stage during the day, unless you're maybe topping up with something else. But so healthy eating, healthy snacks, and all that type of thing, you need to know about. And assuming that you're not going mad on caffeine, you're not going mad on alcohol, you're not going mad on sugar, or all those types of things, you can remain healthy. But there's nothing wrong with a little bit of everything, And I think that's the key. Is rather than saying, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to have any sugar whatsoever. Well, hang on a minute. You ate 30 pounds of sugar last year. You think it's going to be as easy as that? No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So you've got to look at alternatives, and wean yourself off, as they say, gradually.
Yeah, because also again, I think enough people know this nowadays that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. So if you're going to try to cut it out of your body altogether, expect a fight.
Yeah.
Just wean yourself off it. Just and also just again. Just be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, be kind to your mind, be kind to you. Don't fight yourself all the time.
Absolutely. And my last thing is avoid being obese. I don't. Yeah, it's like preaching to people, but I'm thinking more from a health point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I know loads of people who are, have rosy cheeks and whatever, and they're fantastic people, but people have to think about their own health and what what they want from it. If they want to stay the way they are, that's fantastic.
That's them. That's their choice. Yeah,
absolutely. But I'm more concerned about their health moving on. And if I can help people, I will. And there's certain areas that Warren and I help in, and there's many areas, but the ones that we do more than anything is digestion. We deal with brain health. We deal with heart health, and also sleep. It's very, very mood, sleep and mood, and things like that. So, if you need any help at all, give us a shout. Okay.
If we can add some value in any way, give us a shout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than what we're doing here, if there's any other way we can add value, just let us know.
We have a call to action for you. And that's basically show the love. Comment, because obviously this goes out on all different media and things like that. If you love it, say you love it. Press the love button on Facebook or wherever it goes on. If you hate it, tell us you hate it. We don't care. We really, we'll talk to anybody. And as I say, if you need any help, give us a shout, and we'll leave you with that. And wish you a great week. Warren, take us out.
Yeah. He has a great. I think this is a great tool for anybody that's wanting to make some changes in their life. Okay, is first thing in the morning when you wake up, go look in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes, and tell yourself every day, I love you, I believe in you, and I know you can do this.
Absolutely. That's on that. I think we'll go. Not any better than that, really. So, and I do love myself. No, I'm only joking.
Now, I love myself, but not that much. Not in that way. Yeah.
All right, lovely. Okay, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Have a fantastic
later.
week, everybody. Is this going to happen or what?
I don't know. So I don't think it's finished.
We're still on.